Guys, in today's video, I have live recorded a trade that makes over 1,000% profit. Just watch this whole video and enjoy the chaos. A stock went up over 3,000% in a single day yesterday. A couple of rare times a year this happens. The next trading day tends to be a great day for bullish opportunity. So this morning, we're going to keep an eye on our pre-market scanners and we're going to keep an eye on our Discord so that we can track what's moving. And I will take you through how my strategies perform all morning during pre-market. We're going to be watching in real time two separate strategies today. One is a continuation day trading type strategy, and one is a reversal scalp type strategy. So no matter what type of day trading you like to do, we will be covering opportunities for both using custom coded strategies that I've built within Thinkorswim. Alrighty, it is almost 7 a.m. Eastern, 2.5 hours before market open. That is when Charles Schwab allows trading to begin. That is when we will start watching our trade setups within Thinkorswim. Now look, remember, this is a live recording, so I don't know if there's really even going to be opportunities. I'm just getting this set up and assuming there's going to be because of the huge runner yesterday. So time to keep an eye on both my pre-market scanner and my Discord server to see what people are talking about, to see what's moving, and to hopefully get some good trade opportunities to watch live in today's video. All right, so it's now 7:05. The first 5-minute candle has closed, which is the time frame that we trade our pre-market strategy on. And as you can see, the strategy bought the close of this candle. The strategy, the entrance condition at least, very, very simple. It looks for stocks that report news at either the top or bottom of the hour. It looks for stocks that get large bullish volume spikes at either the top or bottom of the hour, which of course YOUL did. I alerted the Discord here at 7:01 as well of YOUL, so everyone in there has been made aware of this opportunity. The strategy bought the close of the first 5-minute candle, and let's see where this trade goes from here and hopefully get a chance to talk about, well, we're going to get to talk about some exit strategy. Hopefully we get a chance to talk about the profit lock exit strategy, as hopefully this thing can now continue. And that's a very good start. Entrance at $2 and roughly $2.01, just pushed up to $2.40. I mean, that's already a 20% move here in the first minute and a half of this trade. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what we're looking for after you get the kind of move you got yesterday, the strength you expect to follow through today. Anyway, let's end this clip. We don't need to watch the whole trade. I'll come back at the close of this candle and talk about where we are. All right, so there's 15 seconds left in this candle, and as you can see, just been an amazing start. The stock is now trading up over $2.60. We have made up over 30% in our first 5-minute candle since entering the trade. However, you'll notice this candle has closed and the strategy has not yet exited. This is a continuation day trading strategy. I have been building codified trading strategies in Thinkorswim for 6 years now. What I have found to work the best, as this thing now pushes even higher, touching $2.80, what I have found to work the best for these types of trading strategies is to not have a profit goal per se, now pushing new pre-market highs up over $3. This is just an amazing start to this trade. But anyway, and this is kind of exactly why I'm talking about what I'm talking about. When you are buying high, selling higher, making these kind of continuation plays, I find it to be best to let the stock be strong for as long as it can be strong and then get out on the first sign of weakness. Does that mean there are times the stock rips and then comes down and you don't end up making near as much as you could have? Yes, of course. But those handful of times where, and hopefully I get a chance to show you on this trade today, those handful of times where the stock does just continue and run and run and run and run, those are your home runs, and that's where your real money is going to be made on a strategy like this. So once again, currently in the position, we are up at highs, at least we were up over 47%, just 11 minutes after entering this trade, 47% gain. Let's see where it goes from here. And as we get closer, obviously, we'll begin to talk about the exact exit conditions of the strategy. Now pushing, wow. Guys, remember at the intro of this video when I said a stock yesterday did over 3,000%? That's like The whole reason I started recording today's video is when a stock does over 3,000% yesterday, you get moves like this on the following day. It is so important. Probably the best thing I can teach you about trading is knowing when to be aggressive, knowing when to put your foot on the gas, when to take more trades, when to size up. And today, this morning, is that day. When you get a move like you got yesterday, stocks tend to have a lot more follow through the day after. Bulls are just much more willing to chase. Bears are much more scared of shorting. So you get these kind of moves now up over 64%. Once again, just 12 minutes after we entered. Guys, 64% in 12 minutes. Nuts. Anyway, let's see where this trade goes from here. Now trading up and touching $3.20. Remember, from our entrance at $2.01. All right, I'm going to check back in before this candle closes. It is, guys, ripping. $3.80 now. We are 14 minutes into this trade, and we are up over 100%. We've doubled our money in 14 minutes. And this is exactly and precisely why I don't set profit targets on my continuation trades. I mean, if there was a profit target, it would have locked at 10%, 15%, 20%, 30%. There's no way it would still be in this trade if you set some sort of profit lock strategy up. Buy strength, hold strength until it doesn't want to be strong. Once again, especially on days when it's time to be aggressive like today. Anyway, we have doubled it is pushing. Dude, this is nuts. Stock is now up 106, 107, 110, 112%, continuing to rip highs. Just an absolutely insane entrance, an insane amount of profit already up. I mean, we haven't made anything yet. We haven't sold. Yeah, everyone loves to say you don't lose if you don't sell. Remember, you haven't made anything until you sell either, but just a fantastic start to this trade. As you'll notice, new 5-minute candle just closed, and we still have not exited the position. We are still going to continue holding this thing, let it be strong for as long as it wants to be strong, and there it goes, continuing to push new highs, now touching $4.80 from our $2.01 entrance. All right, so we're about to, looks like, get our first red candle of the day on this stock. Now, our pre-market strategy still not going to exit here. But remember, I told you in today's video, we're going to cover 2 strategies. One being, of course, the pre-market continuation strategy, which as you can see is still in. But the other, as you may have just noticed, entered on the close of that candle, being a reversal scalping strategy. And oh my gosh, excuse my French here, but this is nuts. What a start to this. This strategy just entered, 25 seconds ago, already got a 24% bounce. This is the second strategy we're going to cover in today's video. It's called my Takashi dip reversal strategy over on the website. By the way, I haven't had time to get to anything else. This first trade of the morning has been so crazy, but I'll talk to you all later about how you can access these strategies, this custom study, the Discord, etc., etc. But anyway, let me stop yapping. The entrance condition for this strategy, once again, very, very simple. Listen, I said it earlier, I'll say it again. I've been building codified trading strategies now for over 6 years, or maybe about 6 years. I don't know, whatever. For about 6 years, I've been building codified trading strategies. I find the ones that translate best from back testing to live trading, which is what really matters. Who cares if you make a really good back test? It needs to translate to live trading, are the ones that involve the fewest rules. So I try to make my strategies as simple as possible. Anyway, the entrance condition for this strategy is if you get a red candle that the difference between the open and close is larger than the average true range of the ticker, so the current volatility, then you buy the close of that candle. Once again, on the 5-minute time frame, just as the previous strategy. So on this candle, the ATR value was 32 cents. The average volatility over the last 14 candles, wow, this thing is pushing highs again. 545. I mean, dude, what an entrance. This entrance is already up 34%. Remember, we're still in the pre-market strategy as well. 560, 570. Dude, I love the pre-market after you get a huge mover. $6. I mean, guys, we're up over 200%, right? From this, yeah, we're up 225% on our pre-market trade. On our dip buying trade, we're already up 55%. Anyway, sorry, I know I'm trying to explain things. I feel like I'm probably talking fast in this video. I'm really excited about what's going on right now, about capturing this trades with these strategies in real time for you all. Where was I? Okay, the ATR on this candle was 32 cents. So this candle opens at $4.53, closes at $4.18. That is larger than 32 cents. That is an above average volatility pullback candle. So the strategy entered. Very, very simple. Now, exit condition on this strategy, also very, very simple, and $6.60. Wow. Sorry, what is going on? Exit condition for this strategy. Very, very simple, very, very different from the pre-market strategy. Rather than like holding and letting this thing touching $7, holding and letting this thing get weak before we sell, we are simply going to sell the close of this candle, breaking $7. Guys, chat, comments, what is going on? So no matter what, we're going to sell the close of this candle. We're currently up 70% on a dip, on a scalp strategy, on a get in and get out at the close of the next candle, $7.50. We're up like 85% on a scalp. This is, guys, having access to the scanners, having access to the Discord. Remember, I alerted this thing right at 7 a.m. Right at 7 a.m., I alerted YOUL. Having access to this stuff to be able to find these moves, then having access to the strategies to be able to trade them correctly. Look at, and I should say this as well, the central point of this video, understanding that the day after you get a huge move, remember 3,000% mover yesterday, I was talking about this in the Discord last night, people should be ready to be aggressive this morning. You should be ready to step on the gas because this is typically what happens the day after. Anyway, just a massive, massive move. There's actually only 30 seconds left in this candle. We may as well watch it. Remember, I feel like once again, I know I'm talking fast. I know I'm repeating, but this is just very exciting stuff. Hopefully you guys are enjoying watching this. But remember, no matter what, this is our scalp strategy that we bought the dip on. No matter what happens, the strategy exits the close of the next candle, whether it's green, whether it's red, whether it's whatever. It is a scalping strategy. Buy a larger than normal volatility dip, sell the close of the next candle, which is now in 5 seconds. 2, 1, went ahead and sold. Guys, it bought this stock at $4.18, and 5 minutes later, it sold it for $7.15. 3 points on a $4 ticker made 71% on a scalp trade. And remember, we're still in the pre-market trade as well. I say this all the time in my videos. I think it's very, very important that you trade both a continuation and a reversal trading strategy because they both have their pros and cons. The reversal trading strategy going to have a much higher win percentage, whereas the continuation trading strategy going to have a much higher average risk to reward. So anyway, the continuation trading strategy still in from $2.01. The scalp reversal strategy just locked in 72% profit. So you're already up huge this morning. Now for real, remember, you've actually sold this position. So you've now actually locked in profit and you're still getting to hold this massive runner with the other strategy. This is a long clip, but that was insane to watch, insane to capture live. Let me go ahead and cut again. We'll come back and we'll start talking about the exit conditions now on this pre-market strategy. While we're watching this trade, let me talk to you quickly about how you access the Discord, about how you access these codes, because at this point, watching these trades, I would hope you were at least interested in being able to access this stuff. I have a website called DayTradingStrategies.net. On this website, I have published over 150 custom Thinkorswim coded strategies, including the 2 that you're watching today, studies, including the backtest labels that you've seen all over the chart, scanners, including the pre-market scanner I use to help find these setups, etc., etc. And you can access all of them for one low price upon sign up. Now, the Discord server is a perk that I have reserved for members that have signed up for the annual plan. Obviously, the annual plan gets you 12 months of access to every new code I will add to this site, of which I add at least one a week. It's normally multiple a week. That's why I have my service set up as a subscription service. Anyway, with the annual plan, obviously you're going to save yourself a little bit of money over the next 12 months, but more importantly, you get lifetime access to this Discord server. This Discord server currently consists of 520 members. That's a lot of people that have paid for the annual plan. That's a lot of people with their eyes on the market, just always talking about what's going on. Great way to stay on top of moves as they happen in real time, because for the strategies that we're covering today, especially the pre-market one, you need to know right when the move starts that, hey, this thing is moving, I should be having my eye on it, etc., etc. So anyway, the Discord reserved for the annual plan. There is also a monthly plan though if you just want to sign up and access the codes. That's perfectly fine as well. DayTradingStrategies.net, a link to this website will be in the description down below this video. Unfortunately, now coming back to our continuation trade, our ticker here, YOUL, is now getting pretty hammered. It's actually the bottom of the hour at 7:30. And actually, another ticker has just announced news and is going absolutely berserk, which continues my thesis of stocks tend to be very strong when you get a huge run of the day before, but it might be stealing some of the momentum here from our YOUL. Now, the strategy is still in. It has not yet gotten out of the trade. And guys, I mean, yes, this looks bad, like, oh my God, Trey, whatever, but we're still up 100% in the trade. Still absolutely insane, but it's time to begin talking about our stop losses, where we're going to get out of this trade. So if we are green in the position, which obviously we still are, even during this harsh pullback, we're still very, very green. The strategy will get out on the first candle, should I say, that closes below the low of the previous 5 candles. So whatever the lowest low point out of the previous 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is where this ticker will get out. Now, once again, we've only been in this trade for 36 minutes. 5 candles back right now is still all the way down here. So I don't foresee that happening, but on the open of the next candle, obviously that will change. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the lowest low value will be here at 379. Of course, we'll adjust up to that. So we'll keep an eye on that. Obviously, it will happen at some point. Hopefully maybe some momentum comes back into YOUL. I don't know if I see it happening, but I've seen crazier things happen. So let's see where this stock goes from here. Also, maybe just to show off a little bit, this ticker MMA that just made, I mean, this stock just went berserk. By the way, they got some kind of news with like Donald Trump joining the team or something, which is crazy for a penny stock. They got a 400% candle. This stock was also alerted right when the move began at 7:30. Actually, yeah, someone actually alerted it before me at 7:29. So once again, the power of being in a Discord like this, you knew about this move as soon as it started happening as well. Okay, we've got about 35 seconds left in this candle, and it does indeed look like we are going to go ahead and get stopped out of this trade. Now, look, I mean, this kind of sucks, right? I mean, look, we were up over 300% at the peak in this trade. We are still going to lock in more than 50%. The stock is still up 60% from where we bought. That's still hell of a trade. I'm going to sit here and cope and try to make it sound as good as I can. We were up over 300%. It does suck that this pullback happened. It kind of came straight back down. When you kind of get these hard, straight up, straight down moves like this will happen. But once again, are we going to complain too much about locking in 60% of profits in what? We got in this trade at 7, got out at 7:45. 45 minutes, we made 60%. The thing is there will be times where this doesn't happen, right? There will be times where the stock continues to be strong all the way through pre-market. Those are your real home runs. And it's so crazy to even sit here and say that, to say that making 60% in 45 minutes isn't a home run. Once again, it's just tough. We were up 300%. And I know, Trey, why wouldn't you have sold? Trey, you should have sold. It's because I don't have a time machine. That's why I didn't sell. You really can't think that way. You can't look back at like what could have been, because once again, unless you invent a time machine, you're never going to constantly sell the highs. You can just build strategies and build statistics around strategies that you understand make money over time, and then you have to follow those statistics to a T. Anyway, got in this trade, massive move, still locked in 60% of profits. And remember, we made over 70% as well on our scalp strategy. So actually been about 130% worth of profits between 2 trades, and it's only 7:45 in the morning. I think you would take that, right? Like, yes, the trade was up 300, but if I told you, hey, you can make 145% in 45 minutes, an hour and 45 minutes before markets are even open, would you take that? I would be pretty happy with that day, no matter what the circumstances on the charts may look like. Oh my, guys, I didn't even see this trade because I was busy making the video on the previous trade, but in watching the scanner, and it actually popped up in the Discord as well, at 7:30 at the bottom of the hour, which, by the way, I haven't mentioned this yet, but in pre-market, companies almost exclusively announce news at either the top or bottom of the hour. Anyway, this ticker CWD got news at 7:30. This trade entered at $2.56. The stock is currently at $7.72. Here's another pre-market strategy trade that is already just 15 minutes into it, up over 215%. This is what I'm talking about. Be aggressive on the days and the mornings, especially after you get a huge mover. This is the exact premise of this video. And actually, we can maybe take a look at where this trade ends up before we end this video, because this is just another insane gainer for the pre-market strategy this morning. Not even 8 o'clock yet. Another huge, huge profit trade. Guys, chat, YouTube, yeah, hello. The stock is now pushing $11. The trade entered at $2.56. It is up over 340% in just 25 minutes. Guys, it happens a couple of times a year. It's not like it never happened. It's very rare, but a couple of times a year, you're going to get a multi-1,000% mover like OCTO yesterday. This is the stock that went up over 3,000% yesterday. When that happens, be ready to be aggressive the following day because it wakes the small cap market up. Once again, as aforementioned, bulls are happier to chase. They saw what happened yesterday. They think it can happen again. Bears are way more scared of shorting. They saw what happened yesterday. They think it can happen again as well. So these stocks get legs and they fly. Guys, it's not even 8 o'clock yet, and we have looked at two 300+% gainers that the strategy has been in on both of them. It locked in between the two strategies. They locked in over 130% on the previous trade. We'll see where this one ends up, but just once again, another amazing start. And once again, the idea of hammering home when to be aggressive, understanding when to be aggressive, when to trade more, when to trade larger size, when the market setup is correct. And for this specific pre-market trading strategy and my dip buying trading strategy, that day is today. Once again, just going to reiterate it, the day after a massive multi-1,000% mover is the day that you should get overly aggressive trading these kind of pre-market continuation type moves. Just checking in again quickly, we're nowhere near exit yet, but stock is now once again pushing new highs up over $13. We've been in the trade now for 37 minutes and we are up over 460%. Let your winners run. This is exactly why we don't take profit until the stock proves to us that it's weak. Yes, like it didn't work out amazingly on the previous trade, although I continue saying that like we didn't lock in 60%, like that's not still amazing, but we might be getting an example here of why we let our profits run. Now look, there is going to come a point again when this stock dips and we're not going to make like what could have been the max profit, but think about where you would have exited if you weren't letting your profit run. There's no way you would have held past being up over 100% in the first 5 minutes. You definitely would have sold. You definitely would have sold at 120%. You definitely would have sold at 200%. But since you haven't, since you're following a strategy like this one, you are now up 450%. Now, I might look like an idiot and be eating crow in a couple minutes if this thing dies, but let's see where it ends up going from here. But for now, continuing to push new highs, breaking above $14 a share from our entrance at $2.54 a share. Just absolutely insane. It's breaking above $15 a share. It's 8 o'clock in the morning and I'm drinking a Monster to continue to get myself hyped up here. Absolutely insane. $17 a share. Cheers. This thing is just, it's just going. It's just going, and we are just holding our position because we have proven in back testing it's the right thing to do. Some of you all probably already had comments typed in. I might still read them about the last trade. Trey, why didn't you sell? Trey, why didn't you sell when you were up 300% up here? Why didn't you sell? Why did you let it all run back against you? Well, you're immediately getting to see in the next trade example why. By the way, now breaking over $18 a share. Hold your trades. Let your winners run. Stop cutting the heads off your winners too early. It just takes a couple of trades like this. Honestly, a year. A couple of trades like this a year. Hell, I mean, we'll see where this one ends up. It could still come down really hard. But we're up 700% right now, guys. 700. This could be the only trade you need all year to make your nut. I mean, if you is anybody else watching this video going to make 700% this year? I'm not. There's a very good chance that I'm not going to make 700% a year without this trade. It's trades like this. This is why we hold, why we let our winners run. Yes, there's going to be hundreds of trades like the last one where we lose a lot of profit on the back end. Oh my God, why did I do that? Why didn't I sell? Why didn't I blah, blah, blah? Here's why using code is so important: to prove what works, to prove the statistics and the strategy over time, and to have the confidence to be able to hold a trade like this. By the way, now $20 a share. While I've been on this monologue, it's gone up another freaking 300%. It's up 800% now from our entrance. $22 a share. 900% up. $23 a share. It's about to hit 1,000% up. We entered at, what was the close of this candle? The exact close of this candle, $2.55. Almost 1,000% up. Just hit 950% up in this trade. I don't know. I don't really have words. I really hope you guys are enjoying watching this. I really hope it proves to you a couple of things. The first and most important being how important it is to follow codified trading strategies, to use code to prove what works, and then to be able to have those codes running on your chart so that you have the confidence to know, okay, I entered here where I was supposed to, and I'm not supposed to exit yet. The sell condition has not painted on the chart. I'm not supposed to exit. I'm supposed to continue holding this trade. I know I'm doing the right thing. And two, knowing that because yesterday, once again, I know I've said this 100 times, I'm about to say it 101, knowing that a stock went up over 3,000% yesterday, that this morning was always the day to step on the gas. I'll just prove it to you quickly, by the way, over on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, by the way, if you're not already, or sorry, on X, whatever you call it. Yesterday, you can see 13 hours ago, 6:21 p.m. last night, I tweeted, be aggressive in pre-market tomorrow. When you get a move like this, referring to the Octo up 3,000%, it tends to open up the small cap market. So I'm not just making this crap up, guys. It's not like because there's huge movers, I decided to make a YouTube video and go record no, I called it yesterday. I called it in real time. I've been doing this for long enough, once again, to know when it is time to step on the gas. And that's probably the single most important thing you can learn to help yourself become a profitable trader. Knowing when the days are going to arrive that you should be trying to make a lot of money, not playing it safe, not playing defense, not just trying to stay alive. You need to have days that you actually get aggressive and go try and make a lot of money in order to succeed long-term in this game. Because there is going to be, and there will be, and there has been very hard times to make money. It's very difficult. You're going to lose a lot. You're going to go through drawdowns. So when the market is really a light or really has a high chance of being a light on the next day after a day like this, you have to go take advantage. Cheers to $30 a share, now well up over $1,000 since our entrance, 1,100%, even touching 1,200%. Nuts. And guess what? We are still nowhere close to getting out of this trade. Remember, unless this lasts for another hour and 5 minutes, which never say never, unless it makes it to market open, there will be a drawdown on the end. So let's celebrate the peaks while they're here. There will be a drawdown on the end when we eventually get stopped out of this thing. But just remember, even when there is, even if it were to draw all the way back down to 14, we would still be locking in 500% of profits, which is much higher than it would have been if you would have had profit targets on the way up on this thing. So at this point, basically no matter what, unless this awful news comes out and this thing gets crushed, this is still going to be the correct exit strategy, holding, letting this thing run. And once again, Who knows? Never say never. Maybe it'll even continue to fly all the way into market open. I mean, we're just going to sit here. We're going to sit here and continue to watch it. Listen, we have the code running, so we know, like, my heart's not beating. I don't have my heart pumping. I'm not going, oh, should I sell? Should I? No, the code's on the chart, so I know exactly what I'm supposed to do. I'm calm in my trading. That is something else that code's just going to help you out so much with. How many of you, when you're in a trade, your heart starts rushing? You can feel your heart beating in your chest. You're always thinking about, should I sell? Should I? Rather than having the confidence of code to know what you're supposed to be doing. Anyway, I'm having fun sort of giving updates on how high this thing is going and ranting a little bit on each one of them. But I don't know. I'll come back when it's at $40 a share. I don't know. Remember when I sort of jokingly said I'll be back when it hits $40 a share? We went through a 15-minute little consolidation period there. By the way, none of these 3 red candles were even large enough for the dip buying strategy. I've still been keeping an eye on our second strategy, our scalp strategy as well. We just haven't gotten a single 5-minute candle to be large enough to the downside for that strategy to even enter yet. I'm still keeping an eye there as well, but we got a little 15-minute consolidation period. Oh, it's chilling, kind of what's going on. I'm in here with the Discord sort of talking about people. Hey, it's coiling, what's it doing? The volume's dropping, whatever. All of a sudden, boom, bang, here it goes. And even while I've been yapping, it now is breaking $40, immediately up to $42 a share. Guys. The pre-market strategy is still in. The code is still in. It is not yet exited. It is now up over 1,800% in a single trade before market open. And once again, it's only been in the trade. It's been now an hour and 13 minutes. It's been in this trade, up over 1,800%. This is why I'm so happy I'm capturing all this live on camera, but I just knew there was going to be an opportunity like this morning. I mean, hell, even the first trade, YOUL, provided some great opportunity, but nothing like this. And once again, I'm going to repeat it one more time. I'll probably say it 6 more times in this video. The power of knowing when to step on the gas. $50 a share. Guys, insane. Proof, let your winners run. All it takes is one trade. Like, literally, this trade is life-changing. This has now become a life-changing trade if you are in it. If you are following this code. Now, I'm not saying you would be. I'm not saying this, that, or the other. But if you had this code, if you were following it, you're now up over 2,300%. And in one trade. Absolutely insane. $55 a share. I really don't know what else to say. We're going to continue watching this thing. Obviously, it's now 8:48. The market opens in 42 minutes. If I just did that quick math correctly, who knows? At this point, maybe it does make it all the way to market open. Of course, I actually should mention that is the third exit condition of this strategy. If it makes it to market open, it just sells. This is a extended hours trading strategy. I do not want to be holding during market open. So if we don't get stopped out before market open, if it continues to rip, we will be selling market open. Still a long way to go for that. Probably won't happen, but I mean, look at that. Who knows? I mean, you shouldn't bet against this thing going there at this point. It's just going absolutely mental. Before we get to the exit of this trade and see how much we really end up locking in this morning, I just want to give one more shout out to my website. If you're interested in these strategies, if you're interested in joining the Discord with over 520 active members talking about these moves happening in real time, which I don't know how you can watch this video and not, at bare minimum, be interested in this stuff, remember to head on over to daytradingstrategies.net. You can access this exact same strategy, both of them that I'm running this morning, alongside over 150 plus other custom codes in Thinkorswim. Daytradingstrategies.net. Once again, it will be linked in the description down below this video. The dang thing actually did it. It made it all the way to market open without ever dipping enough to get stopped out. So of course, here in 30 seconds, once the market opens, once this 5-minute candle closes, the strategy will be exiting. Once again, this is an extended hours trading session. I don't want to hold into market open, so we're going to get to see the third and final exit condition of the strategy, which is sell at market open. Remember, this trade started at 7:30 this morning on news. CWD got news. The strategy bought the close of that first 5-minute candle at like $2 and where exactly? $2.20. And it exits at the close of this candle $44.80. That is a 1,700% gain. You can see now that my total P&L and my custom statistics up here in this custom study that I built have now updated. You can see the floating P&L study showcasing to you how much money I made in this trade, being $414,000 in a single trade. I am simulating a $25,000 position. Those are the position sizes that I tend to trade. But of course, all of my strategies that I build have a buying power input in the settings cog of them. So most people watching this video probably are trading smaller accounts. You can change the simulations and the statistics around it. Say if you took just a $2,000 position, even on a $2,000 position, if that's more likely or normal position sizing, still made 33 grand in one single trade in pre-market this morning. I don't know how you could watch a live recorded trade making 1,700% profit and not at least be interested in accessing both the code and the Discord server used to find that trade, remember, and be able to do it at such a low price. So head on over to daytradingstrategies.net, click on the green button to get signed up today. There's even a handful of free codes available on the website. And when I say free, I mean completely free. All you need to do is click on Explore Free Codes. You'll be taken straight to this page. Actually, you know what's funny? The scalp strategy, the second strategy that we covered today, is actually one of the free strategies available right now. So definitely go take advantage of that. All you need to do is copy this TOS share link. Every single one of the 150 plus codes on the website comes with one of those share links. You copy that. Back within your Thinkorswim, you go to Setup in the top right, open shared item, paste that link in, preview, and import. That's it. In about 3 mouse clicks and in 5 seconds, you can import any and all of the 150 plus codes from my website into your Thinkorswim. And once they are in, they are saved locally. They are your codes. You can even come into the codes. You can read and edit the source code, etc. They're yours once you import them, but you simply turn on the study, turn on the strategy, turn on the scanner, just like you would any other way. And just like that, in just a couple of seconds and mouse clicks, you can have any and all of my custom codes running and saved locally within your Thinkorswim. And look, I hope this video does very well. I hope a lot of you get to watch the power of codified trading and the power of understanding when to be aggressive in pre-market trading. So for that, and because I think a lot of people want to sign up for the codes, I have gone ahead and set up a limited coupon code. I've only made 10 available. Actually, someone must have already seen it and used one. But if you use discount code SAVE30 at checkout, you're going to be able to take 30% off of whichever membership you decide to sign up for. So the next 9 of you that sign up, say if you want to sign up for the annual to get that lifetime access to the Discord, as well as 12 months of access to every new code I will add on this website, simply head into that checkout link. And if you use code SAVE30 during checkout, you will be able to get the annual plan and that lifetime Discord access all for less than $280. Just an amazing deal. I mean, there's been multiple people in the Discord this morning that have told me just this morning from having access to the Discord and the codes, they have paid for their annual fee. If not a handful of years, they have covered in a single day trading today. So once again, the next 9 of you to use discount code SAVE30 will be able to take 30% off, once again, of whichever one you decide to sign up for. So once again, to wrap it up, head on over to daytradingstrategies.net, use code SAVE30 if the coupon code is still available, get your annual plan all for less than $280. Once again, at least, I mean, look, you don't want to spend the money, perfectly fine, I understand. At least go take advantage of the free codes that are there. Maybe read the reviews while you're on the webpage. Help decide for yourself if this is something that could help accelerate your personal trading journey. Sign up today and become a better trader immediately.